Welcome, everybody, to Progress Mindset Podcast, a lifestyle podcast where we talk about everything from health, wealth, money, politics, you name it. I'm your host, Afia. I'm with my co host, Franz, and let's get into it.
Ooh.
Franz, how you
What's
doing?
what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? How are you, Fia? Hello, everybody. What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I'm blessed. No complaint here.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. What's going on? What you been up to?
I've been working a lot, grinding a lot.
Hmm.
I have some new additions coming to my website soon.
Okay.
I added a few new collections, so I've been busy working on that.
Hmm.
And then, as I told you, I have my cookbook coming,
Nice.
so that also is taking up a lot of my time. But
Hmm.
overall, feeling good and taking one step at a time. Even if you don't feel good, that's all you can do. Take it one step at a time. Stop now.
Yeah. So you stay productive.
Yeah.
You always have something going on. I feel there's no quiet moments in your world.
I try to.
and and I think you forgot a major thing that's happening this week.
Ooh, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, your graduation. Look at that.
Yay.
Yeah, man.
Yay.
I'm very, very happy for you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely another milestone.
I know it was a long time coming,
Right.
that's for sure. But um I just wanted to prove to myself that I could still do it
Hmm.
and I could finish what I started. So I'm
Nice.
excited. Yay.
You should. You should be. this is this. Yeah, this is big. I'm telling you,
I know.
big man.
What's up
Yeah,
with you? What's on your mind today?
you know, been maintaining. Just been taking it easy. Had a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good weekend. Got to relax for the Memorial Day, Memorial Weekend.
Mm,
So I didn't really do much. Took some time to relax.
that's good to reset. I kind of
Yeah,
did that on Sunday. Actually, I was off, and I was like, I ain't doing nothing, near nothing.
that's good. Me
I'm
too.
having a reset day. I am focusing on myself. I need to recharge for the week ahead.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like Sunday, I was relaxing, but I had my niece. It came a point she was like, "Uncle Franz, are you here, or am I here by myself?" She was like, "I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm in the bedroom. I'm just relaxing." She was like, "Oh, I thought you left because you were so quiet."
It's so funny.
Yeah, so and I also got the chance to catch up on some movies. I had to watch one of my favorite back in the day. Mortal Kombat. I used to be a huge fan. Well, I'm still am a big fan of Mortal Kombat. And recently, they came out with a movie, and I was watching. I was very excited. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I enjoyed it. It was okay, but it was just this was something that I used to play the game a whole lot when I was younger.
Mhm.
And just the movies, man. The first time they came out with a Mortal Kombat movie, I forgot what age I was. I was real young, and I was crazy when they took me to go watch that film, man. So I felt like that this weekend.
Mm.
I felt like a big kid again. I'm like, oh my god, like I love this thing. But I watched that. I enjoyed it. It was okay. Yeah.
Just
So
nostalgia for you.
yeah. So what we getting into today?
So today we're going to talk about credit, the importance of credit,
Ooh,
how to build your credit, negative and positive impacts of having good or bad credit.
right.
Because America's built on credit, so
Absolutely.
can't do nothing without it.
No, that's you're right. That's you're right. So
Okay, so kick us off, Franz.
as you bring it up, I'll kick it off. Like Afia said, we're gonna be talking about credit. Little pointers, things that you can use based on what we're gonna say to help you improve your credit. Because like she said, credit is very very important, especially in this country. It's best to have credit and not have any money at all. Like you could have good credit and don't have any money and still live a good life, and just as long as you know how to manage things. Because in the same vice versa, you could have a lot of money and not have credit, and and have a hard time getting certain things. So those are things that you should try to get, you know fix, definitely, like your credit. And personally for me, that was a big thing, because I would have to say, like, growing up, I didn't really have the right guidance. I didn't have the right people around me to teach me about those things. So I didn't have a good startup. Like, my credit was really, really bad because I didn't really understand it. I never really had anybody that sit me down to explain, the importance of credit to me. So, I was just, growing up as a youngster. Once you hit 18, first thing they do is reach out to you and try to get you a credit card. These companies, and that's basically how they get you. So basically, you getting a credit card in the hand of a young person that doesn't even that don't know anything about what's in their hands. Because it's just, when you normally, when a young kid have a credit card, or a teenager, some of them, they just think that that's money to waste. That's just extra money, but that money is not really yours. So it's more of something that you're borrowing, and that you are borrowing, and you're supposed to pay back. So, like, basically, it's an even exchange. If you use the money, there's a date of when you're supposed to pay that money back, or pay a portion of it. And if you don't do that, it's just gonna add from there. You adding more into the trouble. So the best thing, you don't want to pay back more than what you borrowed. So if I have a credit card, for example, that I have $500, and I use $100, the goal is to try to pay that $100 back, without paying any extra. You know what I mean? So, like I was saying, base like today is gonna be more like of a conversation, because, like we said from the beginning of this podcast, from episode one, that we're gonna talk to you guys about a lot of stuff that we've been through, and like personal testimony of us growing together. And that's one of the things that I really really struggle with for a while, because I didn't really understand it, never really took the time to try to get it. Like I said, I didn't have the right guidance. So not too long ago, my credit was very very poor, and um I kind of know what to do to get it to a better, I would say, to a better standing, but I never really took action. And when I did take action, it wasn't like fully. I was like, okay, this year, I'm gonna I'm gonna fix my credit. And then, I start paying my bills on time, and then, whatever, one thing lead to another, something slip, and then, before you know it, something else happened, and you like, oh, what the heck, I'll fix it later. I have the money to pay this, whatever, blah blah blah. So credit is not that important, but it sure is. It definitely is important, because those things kept on dragging from 1 year to the next year. and then before you know it, the score was just going down. And another thing that I had against me, it was the fact that I didn't really have any credit cards. I always felt like I didn't need no credit cards. I'm like, if I'm working for my money, I have my money. When I have whatever I need to get, I'll just go and pay cash. I'll pay cash, or I use my debit card, and I'm fine. I don't need no. I used to say I don't need no credit card because that's just another bill, yada yada yada. That's another side of me that didn't really understand the importance of credit. So it came to a point where I needed to get certain things like a loan for a car, and when I went and try to finance the car, the interest rate was so high, and it was just unreal. Like, I'm like, Jesus, this is what it comes down to. And I think right before that, I was moving into my second apartment. And mind you, I'm the type of person that's very responsible. I'm very responsible. I pay, especially when it comes to like me paying my rent, anything like that. I always pay it on time. Try my best to always have that money ready. So I never had an issue with that. But your credit have nothing to do with that. You could be somebody that pays your bill on time. If you paying your landlord checks and you paying them cash, whatever the case may be, that's not gonna show up, you know, as you being a responsible person, because you basically using your personal accounts to pay for those things. So it's just that you paying it like that. So it's not showing any result of you being a responsible person. It's just between you and that person. So when it was time for me to move to a different complex, and I fill out the application, and the amount of money they was asking me for didn't make any sense. It's asking you for first month rent and second month rent, security deposit, and another payment. I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is that? They was like, because your credit is poor. I was like, wow. I was like, but I always pay myself. They said, we understand that you probably had a good relationship with your landlord. You pay everything on time, but the fact that it's showing on paper that your credit is poor, we can't give you the apartment unless we have those security deposits down, because this is how we do it. This is how we do things. I was like, wow. But during the time, I had no choice but to pay those payments, because I needed to move. I needed to move to a different place. So I had to do what I had to do. The same thing happened when I went and got a vehicle. And when they told me the reason why the interest rate was so high is because of my poor credit. So from there, I made a decision. I just had a conversation with myself, looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you have to do better. You have to start being more responsible. It's not just about you being a good human being or you paying your bills on time. You have to find a way to get your credit to, to a better standing, because it was bad. It's very poor. So what I started doing, I asked questions. I had friends that was pretty good. I have one personal friend that he was pretty good with those things, so I asked him for his advice and his help about certain things. Then he explained it to me of what I needed to do to get my credit better, and a couple steps he told me to take. And one of the steps was to get a credit report. So went and got a credit report just to look to see where I'm at, what scores that I have, and um, to check your credit report errors. So I had to do that, and whatever errors was in, I had to dispute the errors in my report. Then after I did that, and any late payment or past due account that you had to pay those things off. And the most important things that I needed to do is to open a credit card, just to get a major credit card under my name. It didn't really matter how low it was. So basically, for example, let's say you starting and you need to get a credit card, and the most they're willing to give you is $300 or $500. Don't worry about how much they're giving you. Just worry about getting that credit card. And when you get that credit card, just start making those payments on time. Like, let's say for example, you use the card this month. Use your card and your bill is due on the 20th, for example. So on the 20th, before the 20th, whatever amount that you use, let's say for example, you spend $100 out of the $300. My best thing I would say, you just pay the whole $100. Pay the whole $100 so you don't have to worry about it. And then next month you do the same thing. But I would say when you are using the card, the best thing what I used to do is try to stay under 30%. 30% of the money that I have to spend. So if you have $500 in the card, you just try to spend like 20%. Don't overspend. Don't just go out and blow out the whole thing. That's the biggest mistake you could make. Have a credit card, and then you just the minute you get the credit card and you overspend, and you just spend the whole thing. You get $500 or you get $1,000, you spend the whole $1,000, and then now you trying to pay it in little bits and pieces. That's basically a no no. I mean, there are a lot of benefits of having a good credit score. You will be able to qualify for best interest rate, um, and you'll pay a lower finance charges on credit card balances and loans. Um, so it is having a good credit. I would say is very having good credit is very important, and it's not hard to do it. Like I said, because I've been through it, but you just have to coming to the point where you just get tired and just be like, enough is enough. I'm just tired of just, you know, having bad credit and just not caring because when it's really time for you to get stuff that's important, it's going to be very hard for you to get those things because with bad credit, you limit yourself. You limit your opportunities because you won't if you let's say for example you need to get a loan to get a house. You're not gonna It's gonna be very hard for you to get that loan. You're gonna have to co-sign with somebody, and most people don't want to do that for other people, especially if they know that you don't have a good credit and you're not good with money. You might be good with money, but they still won't be able to. They might not still. They still won't trust you because they know that you are very careless about your credit score. You're careless about those things. When you are, then that kind of scares people away. Similar to when I was ready to move into a new place, get a new apartment. They was basically afraid of me, afraid that I might be a reckless person. Of course, comes out as a nice individual, but they don't know that. They don't know me from a can of paint. So, by me just telling them who I am is not enough. Your credit score is basically what defines you in their eyes. Because it's business. Business is business. Like, I'm not your mama, I'm not your daddy, so I can't just take your words for it, you know? So I would say that's a very important thing to get taken care of. And I can definitely say, like, if I can do it, I think anybody can because I was so far off. Like I said, I didn't really have much people to teach me about those things. So it came to the point where I had to make the decision for myself. And like I said, when I first started, my score was very low. And then, right now, I'm at a satisfying score to where I'm able to to do things, and then I'm just continue. I'm just trying to stay focused and continue to maintain my score and try to get into a point where it's even higher, because I'm not fully satisfied where it's at until it's at the point where I can be like, you know what, this is a great score. I mean, is that a good score? But I'm working on it for it to be even better, because you know what I mean. The higher score is, the better chance you have of having great credit. Having great credit is good because that allows you to have it allows you to have a lot of hope, and you can gain a lot just by having it. Because let's say, for example, you lose your job, or money becomes short for you, but you have good credit, and you need a loan. And just by you having great credit, and when they look it up, they can tell that you're somebody that's responsible. They will eventually give you a loan, and you will find a way to pay it back, because you're thinking different. You're thinking different. You're more responsible. So I would say this is definitely a good thing to do, to work on your credit and get it to where it needs to be. Fia?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say where it needs to be, ideal credit is 720 or better.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the ideal credit in the eyes of credit world.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people they're like,
Hey, what's up? What's up? If you want to hear more on this podcast episode and other recorded episodes, head over to the App Store and subscribe to Progress Mindset. That's Progress Mindset Podcast on all podcast platforms. You don't want to miss out. See you there.